little bit of an exhibitionist side, but I'm also really lazy. So my current apartment works really well because it's across the street from a boys' high school. And so when I don't feel like, lowering the blinds, I get to give them a little show, But there's this one boy that for like 2 years, I swear, like at the same exact time, like clockwork, he's like looking out the window waiting for me. So even if I'm not changing, I feel pressure to like show him something, like a quick flash. And he can't tell, it's just flash, whatever. He can't tell what it is. And I like him, and I want to make him happy, and he makes me feel good. And are we in a relationship? Shit, what the fuck? Don't tell anybody. I think he's of age, maybe. But yeah, that's me. I have a little bit of an exhibitionist side, and I think dating's really confusing. Who's dating here? Anybody? Who dates a lot? Dating in New York City is complicated shit, right? There's just a lot of weird things that can happen between men and women in general. Like I was running the other day in the park, and this guy started screaming and pointing, "Hey, look at those tits in the red shirt, they're bouncing like crazy. Everybody look at him go." And I mean, that was our third date, like, shouldn't he be used to that by now and remember they're mine? Just weird stuff goes on. I think also with women, the hard thing with dating is the second a lot of guys think you're easy, they're like out the door, literally. And there's a lot of situations you can get yourself into that really challenge this as women, Like, for me, the biggest one is when I'm roofied, because it's really hard to be roofied and not come across as easy, you know what I mean? But thankfully, I've gotten a few times to try, because the first time I was roofied, I came to and I was making out with this 4'10" little person. That's the correct term, right? And if my friend hadn't picked him up and carried him out the door, I would have gone home with him. I mean, what kind of message would that have sent him,
He's great in bed. It's nothing weird. It's nothing weird. My mom told me. My dad was so bad with money, we had to move to Staten Island. Anyone been to Staten Island? No one's been there. You guys should keep that up. Staten Island tourism involves people taking a free ferry and then immediately leaving Staten Island. When you arrive in Staten Island, they don't say, "Welcome to Staten Island." They say, if you want to return to the city, you have to exit the ferry and then get back on. They're going to fix this with the Ferris wheel. London has the burr.
Oh my gosh. Even back then it was a crappy neighborhood. Yeah, I've been doing this so long, I actually have Alexander Hamilton jokes. No, I did something really stupid in a bar Tuesday night. That's kind of why I started with feeling the burn. I did an old bar trick where you take a shot of alcohol, set it on fire, and drink it with the flames going. I had a double wide shot of 151 filled to the brim. Yeah, set it on fire, missed my mouth. I set myself on fire. Set the bar on fire, set the chair on fire, set the whole place on fire. And then somebody called me Amy Schumer for stealing Richard Pryor's act. Hey, I've been Glenn Cohen. I'm feeling the burn. Ooh. Thank you so much.
I moved here with my boyfriend. We moved in together. But we've since broken up. But we still live together. There is so much hate spooning. You guys don't know. Hate spooning, it's like hate fucking, but drier. It's not good. It's the worst. I think it was like moving in together that really like did it. That really ended things for us. At first I was like really nervous that like he wasn't gonna like me anymore when he found out that I pooped. Like a lot. So like early on I tried to impress him. I remember one of the first nights we were together, I was like, I'm gonna make you dinner, I'm gonna cook you a steak. I'm a horrible cook. I made a fire. And that's hard too, because like when you're like living with someone, you want to keep it like sexy, right? So like early on when we were in bed watching the porn, you guys seen that one? You did. And the scene starts playing out with what they call like an orgy, and he turned to me and he's like, "Hey, is this ever something you might want to try?" And I was like, no way, like I hate all of your friends. Yeah. Thanks. Can you call my mom and tell her that you like it?
It's like, who's the serial killer that's walking around eating straight up grape jelly sandwiches? That's my question. You know what I mean? Who cares? Alright, you guys are hot. I feel it. You can interact with me. You can yell at me if you want, I appreciate it. Because I interact with a lot of people. I talk to people that don't want to talk to me at the bus stop, on the train. I'm one of those guys. And I'm like, hey, what's in your bag? The thing that's weird about me, I wish I could swipe left with conversations in life. And most of these conversations are ones that I start and I lose interest in. You know? Like the lady with the bag. I'm like, hey, what's in your bag? And she'll start telling me, like, I'm done. I've had enough of this. I've been thinking about going to the gym, but then I remember I don't like going. Does that happen to you guys?
Yeah.
Like, I start going to the gym, you're like, no, you don't like going to the gym. But I still want that gym confidence, right? So I'm like, it's 2016, there's gotta be a better way. I want the confidence of the gym without the hassle of the workout. So I finally came up with a plan. That plan isn't gonna buy a gun. You know what I'm saying? Right? If people will see me, they'll be like, Mike, something's different about you. You been working out? But no, I'm carrying a loaded gun now, so respect my political views. Get them all on YouTube. Zero research.
Online dating's become super popular, right? Which is weird because it wasn't that long ago that it was really only associated with like, you know, like rapists and pedophiles. I'm sorry, sir. I don't know why I locked eyes with you. I'm sure you're a treat. You look like an Abercrombie model, like extra, like you're fine. Those are the ones to watch out for, though. Then again. Anyway, so it used to just be for like creeps, right? But now, and it is like it's still for the like the rapists. They can still have at it. But now it's for like nice-looking regular folk who just want to make a substantial, long-lasting connection, right? In other words, it's kind of like the internet's become gentrified. And like the pedophiles are pissed about it. Right? They're just like, oh, I remember the days when you didn't have to put what year you were born, and if you just upload your scrotum as your profile picture, no one said squat. I know he was like a pirate, like, but, oh, whatever. But by contrast, like anything that occurs offline is inherently magical. Like we give it too much credit, right? Like my friend the other day was telling me how she met someone, and she's like, I know you're in a kind of a weird place right now with dating. Do you mind? I mean, it's kind of like nauseatingly romantic. And I was like, no, I'm happy for you. Let me share in your joy. And so she was telling me, she was like, we actually met in a taxi. And I was like, oh my God, like that commercial with like the mints when they both get in the back seat. Like that's like crazy. It's like a movie. She's like, well, not really. He was the driver. And as I was coming to in the hospital, and they were examining me because he molested her, we got to chatting, and turns out we're both Leos, so fucking fairy tale.
Get back on this cutting train. No, so I had this dream job, but I was smoking pot every day, and I hadn't dated anyone in 2 years. My mom offered to buy me a prostitute, which is a whole nother story. She's from Minnesota. I'm like, you don't buy, maybe you rent, and also no. But we're veering off. Okay, so back to death. Okay, so I made a plan to kill myself. I saved up pills for 3 months. I did a bunch of research. My Google history was really fucked up because I would have good days and bad days, and I was like, where would I find artisanal noose? And then I'd be like, how do you make a nice blueberry pie? So that was weird. And so I made a plan, and I was going to drink and take pills. And so the night came, and I went to write out my suicide note, and the craziest thing that's ever happened to me happened that night. I started writing it out by hand, and I was like, oh shit, I can't read this. I'm like, I don't want, like, if I'm going to go out, I want people to read my last words, so I went to my computer. And then I got this mind fucked, because for 20 minutes I stared at my computer, I was like, what's the appropriate font for a suicide note?
I'm just gonna keep going, just Beaner! It's hard to hear a blonde person saying Beaner. I always thought growing up, I am a beaner, so I always thought growing up, beaner was a cute way to say wetback. Damn it. I grew up in Taco Flats with my dad. It's an awesome little neighborhood. I was there recently, and I did a comedy set at my friend's daughter's quinceañera. You know what quinceañera, right? Girl turns 15, they throw a big party to celebrate she's becoming a woman, even though she has 3 kids. I didn't get a quinceañera because I spent my 15th birthday at Planned Parenthood. Which is why I'm here. Thank you, Planned Parenthood. Give it up for Planned Parenthood. Who says I was wrong? I went to the dentist for the first time in 2016 in 15 fucking years, guys. Thank you. Sounds gross, right? But I floss every single night and you guys don't. I know. Fuck you guys. I haven't been in 15 years. I went in and I had no cavities. And she was like, I can't believe it. And I was like, every single night, unless I've done cocaine, then I floss at 5 in the morning. But, duh, you still do it, guys. Woo! She was like, what took you so long? Why were you so afraid? And I was like, I don't know. And she's like, do you go to the gynecologist? And I was like, every year. Like, get in there. Because seriously, I thought about it. I was like, I can live with dentures and fake pussy. They'd have to think, I was like, okay, they'd have to extract the old one, fit me for a new one. And then how well would skin tones match, you know? Like, I don't want it to be too perfect. Like dentures, right? Somebody would be like, that's fake. Spotted a mile away. And then at night, I'd have to pull it out and put it in a glass of water next to my bed. My husband hates that joke, and I'm like, why the fake pussy, baby? He's like, no, we have 4 cats. One of them went, just knock it over. Pussy on the floor. Pussy everywhere. I have 4 fucking cats, guys. 4! Yeah, that is tough. It's tough when they all hate you. Like, all of my cats hate me. I have 1 cat, and its head is the exact same size as my fist. It's so hard not to punch him. He's an asshole. He is. I saved him from the streets, and every day he thanks me by screaming in my face at 6 a.m. And everyone's like, oh, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's a cat. I'm like, the fuck he doesn't. I open my eyes and he runs. Interspecies law dictates nobody runs unless they've done something shitty. You know what I mean? I do have 4 cats and they're very cute, but their cuteness does not outweigh the 1.5 pounds of shit they take every day. I love you. I'm Jody Coyote.
You look bored too. Would you go to Old Navy before this? Cool stripes. I have a dog. Any dog people? Yeah, I got a dog. They're so great, right? Fucking love dogs. They're just like kids, but you can hit them a little. Yeah, you can laugh, you can chuckle. You know I'm coming for you, H&M. I got all the discounts. I love you guys in your shirts. I applaud you for wearing shirts. Again, back to me fucking. I'm always on top. That way it's way easier for me to give high fives out to the imaginary people in my room. Favorite sexual position by far? Reverse cowgirl. Right? It's way easier to text other dudes while you're up there. You didn't like that one, huh, H&M? You didn't like it. You don't like cheaters? Have you ever cheated on him? Tonight's the night. So bored, so miserable. What's the matter? What happened? Actually, I know, shocking. I think I'm gonna be okay though. I've been making a lot of eye contact on the train. I should do it. Downloaded all the dating apps, all of them, same day. Was on Tinder for 72 terrifying hours. Oh my god. Every conversation is the same. Hey, I'm Karen. Every guy. Cool. Where do you live? There's only one dating app I like, I swear by, and not enough people are using it. It's called Uber. And in 5 to 7 minutes, you got yourself a new boyfriend, and he has an Ultima. Your laughter's so polite. You guys are fucking lame. Sorry. It's me. I texted this guy when I first got dumped. He's a comic, and he talks about working out, pumping iron on stage. So I was like, hey, buddy, do you ever train people? He was like, that's mad random. Me and who else? I was like, no, just me and you. He said, oh, that's not a train then. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God, you got there. I have more faith in you, but you got there.
So I'm born and raised in New York. I just wanted to be half as successful in my life as Dr. Zismore was at Subway Marketing. It's amazing. Think about the fact that, like, he looks like the Crypt Keeper in real life, yet he's selling skin cream. It's amazing. He's basically frozen in carbonite like Han Solo up there. Think about the power of Subway Marketing to such a point that, so Dr. Z can still go strong, right? Yet we lost 2 of the largest toy stores in the world this last year, right? In Toys R Us Times Square and FAO Shores. Yet the power of Subway Marketing, Dan Smith can still teach you guitar. It's really impressive, I gotta say. But you know what I think that actually benefits the most out of all this? Celino and Barnes. Obviously, right? I mean, hey, you know what? If they're gonna take down Dr. Z, you imagine Celino Barnes is in a corner of some law office just saying, good. 1 shall fall, 2 shall rise. Which, I love Celino and Barnes, but in a way, they're basically the real life Franklin and Bash, right? And hey, you know what? The problem with Franklin and Bash, I think TNT kind of missed the boat on this, because TNT has Franklin, they got Bash, they got Rizzoli, they got Isles, right? They basically have the TNT version of the Avengers. Think about the fact that they can always have, like, Kira Sedgwick come in there and closer. She's coming in there to battle like bad ratings and sweeps week. It would be perfect. Right, so you guys aren't as much on the TNT band as was expected on that. But alright, so here's the thing. So Dr. Z was my definite idol growing up. However, I will say this, I met my idol the other day, my hero. It was a gentleman, and I use that term quite loosely, might I add. He was polishing off a full rack of baby back ribs, standing up on a moving subway. Yeah, no, I know. Honestly, it was the most ridiculous thing I'd seen an entire year. And what made it even better was that everyone around me in the car was just disgusted. Really, it was like we were going up Mount Disgusting together, and I was not going to leave his side to reach the summit. Right? Like, basically, everyone in the car, if I could describe it in a facial expression, everyone in the car, it was like milk curdling around me, right? But me, I was basically like, Samwise Gamgee, right? To his Frodo. I was gonna make sure we got those ribs to Mordor. And I gotta tell you, he did not disappoint on this journey, because every time he wound up polishing off a rib, he dropped it, and a little pocket he had on the side. Right, so he technically had rib pockets for his rib pockets. Right? Also, by the way, he was wearing cargo pants and a jacket. Just imagine the possibilities. Right? Like, hey, if you knew the right spells, you could bring back Jumanji. So every time after he finishes, drops it in that pocket, he proceeds to lick each individual finger. Right, I'm talking languishing, so like he finished the meal, right? Whilst looking in the eyes of everyone who was judging him the entire ride. It was like De Niro in Taxi Driver, but with ribs. And then finally, hey, you know what? His stop hits Times Square, 42nd Street. Not surprising at all. Doors open on up, he just stands tall, like proud as a peacock, drops that ribbon, walks out. Doors close. You can hear. You can feel an audible exhale. From everybody on the car, right? And just when you thought it was safe to go back into those rib-infested waters, those doors open up, he walks back in, he smiles at everybody, bows, and walks out like a thief in the night.
I don't know if you guys know, but like, people, God, I didn't know it was going to be this hard. I haven't told one joke yet, it's good. You think I'm 5 minutes?
You've been telling jokes the whole time, baby.
We love you, Georgie.
People are afraid of trucks, right? People are afraid of trucks. I am afraid of hand trucks. Right? Like the hand trucks?
Dating this guy who was very uncircumcised. Oh. Like would play with himself to make it worse. Just out of casualty. So, yeah. I assume was a sadomasochist or something like that. Because he would essentially be like, alright, can you just like blow a bubble in it like a balloon animal? So I would just take the tip of his dick and go, and it would just blow up like a little mushroom. And I would just hold it there and wait a couple seconds and then literally just go. And every single time it had a different style fart noise. Like there was the old lady fart noise where it was like. There was like the, I didn't mean to do that, of the like. There was also the, oh yeah, oh, that's a trumpet. Anyway, so that all came out from the tip of somebody's dick. Alright, that's not even like a queef. Like that's a whole new level. We need a term for farts coming out of the tip of the dick, and I want all of you to collectively help me figure out that name. And then we all need to Urban Dictionary the shit out of that and buy mugs for each other. Off of the mic stand, back to my jokes. Shoo, shoo, lightsaber. So I used to wear bifocals in middle school, and yeah, those were not fun. They basically, you know, you would look down so that you could read, and then you would look up so that you could walk through, like, wherever you were going through. I was wearing them in middle school, so for me it was the hallways. But they also kind of made me, like, manic depressive. So whenever I was looking up and was able to, like, see myself through the hallways, I was like, alright, cool, everything's great. And then I would look down and everything was blurry, and I was just, like, so introspective, and I was just like, what is life? I'm having a midlife crisis at 14. How is this happening? Oh God. And then I would just look back up and I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. Everything's back to normal. So I got rid of the bipolar glasses. Very angry, so they're probably always on coke. So last joke is about gun control. You guys, you know, obviously it's a thing. But I feel like if guns were shaped like vaginas, we wouldn't have the same problem. People wouldn't be able to figure out how to work them, nonetheless, how to even find the trigger. So I'll leave you guys on that. I'll leave you guys.
Fucking nomination. His team is like, listen, we got the highly educated vote, we got the poorly educated vote. We love the poorly educated people. Okay, frankly, really, we need to make America dumb again, okay? Really? It's fucking insane. I don't even think he wants to be president. I really don't. Like, if you watch his interviews and shit, he's a guy who got into this race, he just wanted to sell some fucking ties. That's it. Sell some ties, have a couple more people watch The Apprentice and make a couple more, but overnight people started liking him, right? But he's too cocky to quit, so now he's stuck. So if you watch him on CNN, this man is saying any fucking thing he can to get kicked out. They had him on CNN, they said, Mr. Trump, what's your strategy to defeat ISIS? He looks this woman in the face, he goes, listen, Greta, we need to murder their families, okay? We need to kill the families. We need to kill. We gotta kill the families, Greta. He said it like 6 times. I'm like, that is not a dude who wants, that's to do is like, somebody please hear this and kick me the fuck out, please. I feel like if he wins one more state, he's just gonna snap. He's just gonna hold a press conference and be like, listen folks, I've decided to join ISIS, okay? We need to fight them from the inside. I don't know, man. I just paid $5.45 for bacon, egg, and cheese, and I'm fucking like, can you believe that shit? The menu said $4 fucking bucks. I don't know. Eating a bacon, egg, and cheese at this hour is like how normal people feel about drinking alcohol in the morning. I'm just like, am I gonna die? What's gonna happen? Nothing happened. Give it up for Georgie, man. Georgie can fly in a helicopter above New York City, take one look at the city, and draw it by memory. I was calling you autistic. I'm sorry. I love you. Oh boy, what else is going on? I was hanging out with a young lady, this Spanish woman. She had just moved to the United States from Spain about a month prior. So she had this really thick, heavy Spanish accent. It was very sexy. And we're in the car, we're hanging out, and she says to me, Jason, in Spain, we don't suck the cock on the first date. We will fuck, no problem. Just no sucking of the cock. And like, honest to God, I had never in my life been so turned on by a woman telling me she didn't want to suck my dick. Like, I masturbated to that shit. I'm in my bedroom just like, I don't want to suck your cock. I don't want to suck your cock. I like how that joke worked in this room of it's like, what, like 20 people in this room? In New York City, you do comedy, you do shows for 20 people, you do shows for 50 people. Sometimes you do shows for just these two, right? Whenever I do that joke with just two people, it just, A, it doesn't get laughs, and B, it turns from a joke to a crime. Like whenever I do the masturbation act out, that's, you know, it's like I got the SVU people being like, sir, can you come with me? We have two traumatized women in the front row. Oh boy, what else is going on in the world? Talked about, I wonder how fucking Obama feels. He's gotta be like, right? He worked hard, he did the right thing, he had to fucking not fuck up just because he's black, right? And then Trump comes out, he's like, suck my dick, and everyone's like, yeah, right? Obama's gotta be like,
if Donald Trump becomes president of the United States of America, I'm gonna kill myself.
And that Jeb Bush is definitely killing himself. That guy should be on 24-hour suicide watch, lockdown. Jeb, hide the guns! Maria, or whatever her name is. We know she's Mexican. That's the most common Mexican name. Was that racist? Sorry! What else is happening? Did I get the light? Okay. You guys see that Trump rally? Guy gets up, he's like, Mr. Trump, we got a real problem in this country and it's called Muslims. What do we do about it? What are you going to do about it, Mr. Trump? And I couldn't believe, could you believe that? That was offensive, it was shocking. I'm like, dude, it's pronounced Jews. Hello? That was a joke, miss. Okay. All right, folks, on that, like, 5.5 out of 10 joke, I'm going to leave. God bless you. Take care. Yeah.
So, I think every little bit helps when you have a little self-esteem. Did everybody have a good Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
Great names. Nikki. Oh, right. Nikki, not as in Nicole or Nicholas, but as in Nicotina? Nicolina. That's a gum. Cool. I didn't. Do you have a good Valentine's Day, or do you not care about Valentine's Day?
I don't care.
Does anybody? I still care. Did you have a good Valentine's Day? I don't care about it. I guess I'm the idiot. I want as many people to see it as possible. Like, I want everybody to take a tour, but like, you're not all getting in, you know. Only a percentage will get in. a small percentage, you know? Like, I've slept with a lot of people, but I've also said no to a lot of people. Really, this is more like an Ivy League school here. And just like any Ivy League school, there's a few people who got in who you'd be like, how did they get in? I'll tell you how. Some got in because they were really athletic. Like, if you can pick me up, you can pick the hole. Some got in because they were Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
You know, they can't all be white. That looks on a pamphlet. No one's gonna go to that school. You know? And yeah, maybe one kid got in because he was a legacy. You know? Maybe his dad got in. Do you still feel the need to overcompensate by laughing louder and harder than everybody else? I'm so sorry I hurt your feelings, random nerdy dude.
If I find it funny.
I've been doing comedy for like longer than you've been having sex for, so I know the difference between a fake laugh and a real laugh. That's all I'm saying. Just be quiet, I might think you have sex with you.
Someone have sex with me?
I'm just kidding. Naga work here anymore. I think it's hard being a woman. Did you know that our bra size is constantly changing?
Yeah.
The average woman's bra size will change 7 times over the course of her life. 7 times. I'll give you an example right now. I'm a 34 double D, but that's only because there's a lot of men listening. Oh boy. Okay. I hate the face that like my boyfriend makes when he gives up on going down on me. It's just kind of like, he just like, comes up, he's like, he has this face like somebody called off the search party. We didn't find her. You're not. What are you gonna find if you're only looking for 5 minutes at a time every other week? Yeah. I am your parent. You're the Asian child, and this is your violin. Get down there and don't come up until you're in Juilliard. No, you can't have any water. All right, I love you guys. I'm Chrissy next.
I don't have to. I'm like, well, I don't have to get laid. You know, I don't have to get a job at a job interview. You roll up to a job interview with no mascara on, you're not getting a call back. They don't want you. They don't want you. Some guy had the goddamn nerve. Oh, she found her light. She found it. Some guy had the goddamn nerve to say that I get to wear makeup. You're like, guys are just stuck with their ugly fucking faces, but you get to make yourself look better. And I call shenanigans on that because you guys get to also. With your beards. I see you with your fat, shapeless faces. I see what you're doing. Covering your face, but how much did that shit cost? Nothing. Don't think about it. You don't have to think about that. That was a free beard. I know how to grow hair. I do it myself.
Get a haircut.
What?
How much money does it cost to not get a haircut?
Exactly. That's what I just said.
You and I? Same team.
Okay, I'm all aboard team. Where are we going? I would go for that. And how much effort did it take to grow that beard, sir? I don't know why I'm engaging with you. But how much effort?
What do you mean?
No, don't think about it. It takes no effort. This is an easy one. It's gonna get harder as we go. These were the easy ones. It's not a trick. There was no effort. And it's bullshit because the effort I put in putting the makeup, and I'm not just talking about the makeup daily, 10 minutes maybe if you're lucky. I'm talking about the years it took to perfect this shit. I don't know how many years I went to high school looking like a trash raccoon. And I have to shave. And I have to shave that shit off, which is bullshit, because like you guys, like Latin people just shaving like jaw lines into their face, and I have to shave this, and like maybe I want to shave a pelvic muscle. I don't know. Some bullshit.
And the other day I was crossing the street. It's so diverse here. And the other day I saw some crazy shit. It was a whole crew of deaf Latinos just on the street corner. Is that crazy? You see like the regular people on the street corners hanging out, right? Regular Latinos, deaf Latinos hanging out in the street corner, just signing to each other like nothing. They were just like saying something super cool that I couldn't understand. I was like, this is amazing. I have to watch this for a while. How is it that even when we're deaf, we're the loudest ones? We don't even know what volume is, but we're deaf. It's cool. Any native New Yorkers here? Yeah. Nicolina. Cool. I'm from the Bronx. Are you really? What part?
I'm 59, 12 new numbers.
Really? I'm 168 St. Valentine. Bam! Look at that. Were you my babysitter? Come.
You're too young.
You Puerto Rican? No. Alright, baby. Alright, fair enough. I like growing up in that area of the Bronx is a little strange though, because as you might imagine, I never quite spoke in the same manner as everyone else did. I sounded like this. And I used to get made fun of a lot for sounding like a white chick, right? Get that? And I don't know, I don't think that's what it was. I think I just watched a lot of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, so I was specifically talking like a 50-year-old white man. You know what I mean? I wasn't talking like a white girl. Like my friends would just be like, yo, that shit is dope, that shit is fly, that's the shit. And I'd be like, gee willikers, ain't it? Super neato. I used to think weird too. I don't know why. I don't know what I was reading or watching at the time. But I used to like ask my friends. I used to be like, "Yo, guys, you never wanted to maybe go to like Africa one day, or like China? You never thought about maybe like leaving this 2-block radius?" Melissa, that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. Come on, Yelly Mana, let's go get pregnant. This bitch is on some stupid shit.